What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor, and today we're going to be speaking about Nio Stock, baby. So if you guys have kept up to date with Nio over the last few months, but particularly over the last few days, you'll know that we have been in for a pretty crazy ride. You will know that potentially we're seeing the end of the downtrend here. We have been making higher highs and higher lows, so things are looking quite good. We've set some strong areas of support, which if we can stay above going forwards, we're going to be quite happy with. What I want to speak about today, okay, is this news from just yesterday. Nio shares higher as July delivery saw 27% year-over-year growth. And I want to take a look at the good side of Nio right now and why this author says Nio shares should jump over the next 12 months. And then I want to take a look at somebody who is perhaps a little bit more bearish. They do have a hold rating on Nio right now, and they're saying another delivery disappointment. And a few points just to kind of look at it from both perspectives, because nothing is ever completely black and white in the stock market game. Before that, pretty crazy day for electric vehicle stocks today, my friends. You'll see we have this tracker here on Seek and Alpha that shows us the daily moves. Lordstown Motor up 12%, Workhorse 8.5%, Tesla with a 2.5% move, XL is up considerably as well, XPEV, the only one down despite having the best growth over the last little while. But anyway, Nio is at 0.84%, but you can see it has been up considerably higher on the day, as a lot of these guys have. ChargePoint doing a juicy ChargePoint things. They were actually red earlier on today as well, and they're making their way back up. But yeah, all in all, pretty crazy day for the EV market. Not something that we are particularly not used to seeing though. Really quickly, guys, can I please ask you to hit that juicy like button, drop me a comment down below, subscribe if you're new, and let me know if there is any EV stocks you want an update video on recently. I know I've been doing a lot of speaking about ChargePoint. I have seen some people in the comment section asking for videos on Tesla, on even Workhorse and Ride. Let me know what you guys want to see and I will bring them out to you. Also, there is going to be a double upload day, at least one day this week, because I did miss a video yesterday. It was a bank holiday, okay? I'm sorry, man. But I will make up for that, I promise you. So, Nio shares higher as July delivery saw about 27% year-over-year growth. Now, when this news came out, people were happy there was an upward move, but ultimately, they closed red on the day. So, there was a little bit of a mixed reaction. Nothing absolutely insane, okay? They delivered just over 10,000 vehicles in July 2022, which was up 26.7% year-over-year, but it was down 22.4% versus June deliveries of nearly 13,000, okay? And this is the main point that both of these separate orders are going to go through on why Nio looks good and also why Nio looks a little bit, scary. One thing to point out, year to date, the company has delivered over 60,000 vehicles, which is up 22% year-over-year. So undoubtedly, growth year-over-year is looking very, very nicely. And if you do want to have a look at that monthly delivery trend, here it is put out very, very simply. And you can see that 2022 is absolutely dwarfing 2020 in particular. What is going to be interesting is, the latter half of the year has always pretty much been better for Nio since 2020 and 2021. I'm sure a lot of you guys will remember that first 10,000 vehicle delivery month, which was, new version of camera hugs available. I ain't worried about that. But September, that was the first time we got over 10,000 deliveries in a month, and people were so excited. We need to see if they're going to beat those numbers now. There's been a few disappointing months since. Let's see what happens. The company's been working closely with supply chain partners as the production of the ET7 and EC6 in July was constrained and expects to accelerate vehicle production in the following months of the third quarter, which again is exactly what investors are going to want to see. And given the fact that, there wasn't a bad reaction from this, there wasn't a very sharp sell-off at least, that seems to be what investors generally expect to happen. Based on preliminary estimates, China's July retail sales of new energy vehicles are expected to be around 450,000 units, up 102% year-over-year. So this author, why Nio shares should jump over the next 12 months, okay? Nio is positioned very well for delivery surge once supply chain issues are resolved. Now, I think a lot of people are absolutely sick and tired of hearing about supply chain issues in the EV world, but the fact of the matter is that they are still alive and well, and they are still affecting every single retailer, some more than others. You can go take a look at XPEV and you'll see that it's not affecting them quite as much. You can take a look at Tesla and, it comes up every single quarterly report, but it hasn't affected them quite as much as it has some players, such as Nio here. Even with one hand tied behind its back, year-over-year deliveries continue to grow. And that is true, but again, I think this is why it's important to try to keep your bias out of the game and actually look at the bigger picture at times. Yes, year-over-year deliveries are up, but that does not necessarily mean we are seeing the growth that we wanted to. And it doesn't necessarily mean that, expectations are being hit from the investors' points of view. And that's why even though if results are being beaten month over month, year over year, quarter over quarter, you may not see the growth that was expected when those investments were made. Many investors don't take into account the fact the company strategically reduced production in order to retrofit and or add new production capacity. This was done not too long before. So again, yes, that is a point to be kept in mind. Growth, future-proofing, etc. The timing of Roni-related shutdowns disproportionately hit Nio because of the reduction of its competitive advantage and momentum. And that's true. I mean, if you go back to when we were first speaking about Nio on this channel, back when they were a $5, $6, $7 stock, back when we first bought them, a lot of us did. That was one of the big things, was that first mover advantage. Just before Tesla was big over in China, the main ones were, our BYDs, XPEVs, etc., XL as well. But yeah, it definitely hit them harder than a lot of the competitors and let the competitors have a little bit of time to catch back up. And barring another significant shutdown, Nio should come roaring back in the second half of 2022 and really take off in 2023. And that is something that I, as an investor, would like to echo and something that I personally like to believe will happen going forwards. But it is potentially, the more bullish forward outlook, given the last few months. This author says, Nio, another delivery disappointment. And again, I want to bring this up so that you guys can see two different types of people using the exact same information and how it can be bullish and how it can be bearish, okay? So basically, while mid to high 20s growth rate seems nice as a headline, it doesn't tell the entire story, obviously in regards to our monthly vehicle deliveries. Production of ET7 and EC6 models were constrained by the supply of casting parts. Don't forget the company signed a major agreement over 14 months ago to get to 20,000 units of monthly production. And it also has an extra model available this year that it didn't have last July, okay? So this was only the company's 5th best month for deliveries, despite all of these things compared to, some of those deliveries being better a year ago at this stage. Rival Tesla is reportedly able to produce 2,000 Model Y SUVs a day at its Chinese plant now, which is remarkable growth in less than 2 years. When adding in production of the Model 3, Tesla is approaching 1 million vehicles per year run rate in Shanghai, while Nio is struggling to top 10,000 units a month. And it does top them sometimes, but this author is right. They are struggling. It's not happening every single time. It's always going to be doubt in the back of our minds as investors. It just seems right now that there is always some sort of major issue at Nio that's impacting deliveries. And again, this is something that should not be overlooked. A lot of these things need to go away realistically. Now, I have to say, me personally as an investor, me personally looking at the earnings, me personally looking at the deliveries as of late, I've enjoyed what I've seen for the most part. Again, we initially spoke about these guys all the way back here somewhere. We've been speaking about them for a long time. Then I became a little bit of afraid to touch a Nio person because it was just heavily manipulated, but a lot of other EV stocks were too. And yeah, that ultimately led to this downfall. I never sold my shares, but I also never really bought more since all the way back here. Now, we've had these areas drawn out on this channel for quite a while, okay? Now, this area of support was broke to pieces, came back up, tested it, and we've gone back up it again. Now we are right in the middle of a very strong period of consolidation. If Nio stays above this 1660, 1670 range, I would be looking towards $25.48 as a real area to break through to see some long-term growth going forwards. We can also see things are looking quite good price action-wise. Again, we can see the start of a general upward trend. Like, this is going all the way back to the 12th of May, and we have been making those higher highs and higher lows coming off the back of a huge downward trend. These are the areas I will be looking towards. Now, when it comes to, an actual price that I would be looking towards to add to my position, because I have to say I'm still not particularly excited, or wouldn't be particularly excited to go ahead and buy them at this stage. Wall Street analysts, on average, we see this 15 strong buys in the last 19 days, 9 buys, 2 holds, average price target at $33. They're sitting at 20. I mean, that's pretty much 65-ish% upside from where they are right now. Wall Street is still of the opinion that, they're going to go up. And I'm sure if we went and checked the inflows and outflows of institutional investors, we would see that. But if you take anything from this video, just take the fact that you can take the exact same information and put a bullish or bearish spin on it without manipulating any information, but perhaps by leaving out certain pieces that don't necessarily fit your agenda. That's why you shouldn't take all of your information from any one article, any one YouTube video, any one person, any one analyst, anything like that. You got to be able to form your own thoughts and opinions. But anyway, my friends, that is my thoughts on Nio. Again, let me know if there is a company you want to see anytime soon. If you want to see a really, really deep dive into one of the ones that we used to speak about a long time ago, if you want me to go through all of the quarterly reports that I haven't over the last months, or if you just want a quick little video on any of these stocks, I really would appreciate it. If you watch this video all the way till the end, you, my friend, are a true legend, and I really do appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. If you did enjoy, again, hit that like button, drop that comment down below, subscribe if you're new around here. I'll see you with another video very soon, my friends, and again, there will be a double upload this week. Peace.